Hi, my name is Ichiro Kawasaki with my beautiful wife, Natasha. We're from Emerson, New Jersey. Just wanted to share briefly about Hard As Nails Ministries and just the impact it's had on both of our lives and also on the lives of many youth whom we've had the opportunity to serve. I first encountered Hard As Nails Ministries at a retreat in Newark, New Jersey, where Justin Fatica and a bunch of the Hard As Nails ministers came to give a talk. They did a skit about how sin impacts and hurts us, as well as our relationship with God. I had never seen just such an amazing illustration of God's love for me and just how much He cares for us. And this actually had a huge impact on me. It moved me to tears. And it also touched the hearts of each of the teens that were there. I'd never witnessed a ministry which God used in such a powerful way to impact teens. And you could just tell by how the teens responded. And after that, I really wanted to be involved with the ministry. Every single person involved with the ministry completely has surrendered their hearts and their lives to God. They want to live for Him in every aspect of their life. They want to honor Him. And I'd never seen people live so courageously and in such an inspiring way for God. Since that time, I've been involved with Hard As Nails Ministries, and I've seen so many miracles through the ministry and just the way that God has used the ministry. Several just examples quickly. One gentleman who is now a close friend of mine actually is studying to become a priest. He was heavily involved with drugs and alcohol, and he encountered God in a powerful way just through one of the speeches that Justin gave at a retreat. And since that time, he has been striving to live for the Lord and is now in the seminary. Also, I've seen many teens healed by God just through the ministry and just the various events that it runs. I've seen many teens that have completely changed their lives by the grace of God, by encountering God through Hard As Nails. I met my wife actually through, I guess, from Hard As Nails Ministries. We actually were going to do a mission trip down there, and Natasha was friends with one of the Hard As Nails ministers, and through that, I was able to meet my wife.
Well, 2 years ago, when Hard As Nails came to Barbados, where I'm from actually, and I was born and raised there, we had very dry youth in the church. There was not a lot of vibrancy going on at all, and I was really hoping that some mission group would come from the States to help us, to teach us how to have a youth group, how to get these kids living for the Lord and really understanding that the Lord loves them. And so when Hard As Nails came, Justin and the guys, Ichiro was one of them, and they came and they stayed for about a week and put on various events and really drew a lot of teens, not just from the Catholic Church, but from all over, from different schools, different churches, and really were able to reveal to these teens the way that the Lord loves them in a way they've never seen before. And through that experience, the teens have continued on with their faith, and we've actually founded a youth group that started with Hard As Nails, that's been going on for the past 2 years now, and there are about 70 kids that are still involved. And every Friday they meet, every Friday they do praise and worship, and they share testimonies, and they just grow closer to the Lord every single time. It's really beautiful to see what Hard As Nails has done and what God has done through Hard As Nails.
God really uses Hard As Nails to impact teens that, one, are either far away from God and don't have a relationship with God at all, or two, to encourage those that already have an existing relationship with God but are afraid to live it out, to really express that they love God, to really share it with the world. Two people in mind, in particular two youth, were just good kids that loved God, but were afraid to witness, were afraid to show it, were afraid to share their faith. And Hard As Nails, God used Hard As Nails to really encourage them to not be afraid to really express and live out their faith in the world, to really be a witness in the world. And so I've seen lots of kids that were kind of just didn't have that courage, just really be encouraged by Hard As Nails. One particular story that comes to mind was a teenage girl who was a freshman in high school. She was depressed and also had suicidal thoughts. However, she went on a retreat as a freshman and really experienced God in a powerful way, and He actually healed her. To this day, she went on to, as a senior in high school, to lead retreats at the high school and is going on to Catholic University to study theology. God is really blessing Hard As Nails. It continues to grow. We've had the opportunity to really expand our outreach to more and more youth. We've gone on our second Caribbean mission, this time to the island of St. Kitts, and have requests throughout all of the United States to just come minister to the teens.
During the mission trip in Barbados, I think that Hard As Nails had a bit of a rough time in the beginning trying to understand the difference in the culture. Towards like halfway through the mission, I think they really were able to understand how to react to their responses to the retreats. Especially Justin, I think, was able to really reach the hearts of the teens. They loved him because he was able to really understand where they were coming from, and he just kind of rolled with whatever they threw at him. And even to this day, they always talk about him and ask him to come back, and they really loved him. So he was awesome with them, very compassionate and caring.
Justin actually was one of the first men of God that I met who was actually boldly living out their faith. I had never actually met someone like him before, in that he was not afraid to express his love for God and share his love for God with others. And he cared about people. He genuinely cared about their lives. Not only their lives, but more importantly, their relationship with God. And everything about him was just really encouraging to me because I had never seen that in a man before. And in many ways, that inspired me to become a better man of God. Since that time, Justin and I have been very close friends. He was actually one of my groomsmen in my wedding. Because I wanted to have somebody stand up there with me that really understood the covenant of marriage and would really support me and want to encourage the sanctity of marriage. I really am honored and blessed to be friends with him.